Next up in our video on tire technology, I want to talk about casing. If you imagine the manufacturing process of a tire, they lay layers of canvas or fabric in the mold, which then of course has rubber bonded to it. Now the fabric that makes up the tire is what we call the casing. That fabric, like any other fabric out there, comes in different shapes and sizes and forms. And typically what you need to look out for on your tire is a terminology called TPI, which stands for threads per inch. Now I like to simplify this and think of silk versus nylon. So certain tires have a lower TPI or lower thread per inch count. Other tires will have a higher TPI or higher thread per inch. Nylon, low thread per inch. Silk, high thread per inch. So your tires that have a typically low thread per inch, 40 to 60, are very abrasion resistant, as your nylon would be. The downside here is because there's more gaps between the threads during the manufacturing process, more rubber is able to get in between those threads, which gives you a heavier tire. The higher TPI, think of silk, is not as resistant to abrasion or cuts, but is much more compliant. It's a much more supple fabric, and of course you get less rubber injected between those threads, which means you've got a lighter weight tire. So typically your more entry-level tires or your more cost-effective tires are going to have a lower TPI or thread per inch, whereas your higher end tires are going to have a higher TPI or higher thread per inch count.